My name is Dr. Evelyn Reed. I'm 36 and I've been a cardiothoracic surgeon for nearly a decade. If there's one thing medicine teaches you, it's control. Control of your hands, your voice, your heartbeat. But nothing in the operating room prepared me for the chaos of my own family. I'm the oldest child, the responsible one, the one who answers every call, signs every check, and gets blamed when things fall apart. My brother Liam is 28. Handsome, magnetic, and utterly allergic to consequences. He's the kind of man who orders a latte, forgets it on the counter, and convinces someone else to buy him another because he deserves better. Our parents adore him. They call him sensitive. What they mean is, the rules don't apply to him. It was Saturday in June, the day of his wedding. 180 guests, a string quartet, chandeliers reflecting champagne light. I arrived late, still smelling faintly of antiseptic. My last surgery had run long, an aortic dissection that refused to behave. I'd come straight from the hospital, tie crooked, scrub marks still faint on my wrists. The MC adjusted the mic. Before the speeches, we have a very special gift from the groom's sister, Dr. Evelyn Reed. Every head turned. I stood, forcing a smile. The gift. A cream envelope tucked inside a black folio. Not cash, not a check. Inside was the deed to a fully paid $320,000 condo. 2 bedrooms, safe neighborhood, 10 minutes from Liam's office. I'd closed on it 2 weeks earlier. A house doesn't need wrapping paper. When I handed the folio to Liam, the room grew quiet, like the moment before a scalpel touches skin. He opened it, scanned the papers, and laughed. "You bought a condo there?" He turned to the crowd. "In that cheap part of town?" "Come on, Evelyn. I'm not living there." People laughed. My mother bit her lip to hide a smile. My father looked down at his glass. His fiancée Zara gave an embarrassed shrug that somehow still managed to look smug. I felt my pulse climb. That strange heat behind my eyes. The one you get before you cry or cut something open. Liam held the deed higher. "You really should have asked me first, sis. I have standards." My throat went dry. "Liam," I said quietly. "Congratulations." I took the folio back. Zara leaned into the mic. "Well, that was unexpected." The MC cleared his throat, flustered, and the room moved on. I sat down. My chair scraped the floor, but I smiled anyway. Something clicked inside me like a switch I didn't know existed. For years I'd paid Liam's tuition when he dropped out, covered damages when his apartment flooded, and bought him an Audi Q5 when he crashed it. Claiming the pillar jumped out. Our mother used to say, "God gave you steady hands for a reason, Evelyn. You're meant to help." But help had turned into servitude. As the toast resumed, a voice inside whispered, "Enough." I decided if my generosity made me a joke, I'd rewrite the punchline. I'd take back the car, the rent, the transfers, and my peace. In my mind, I could already hear the silence that comes after a final incision. Once you make the first cut, there's no going back. The accounting. I went home that night and couldn't sleep. The humiliation was just a symptom of a disease I'd been ignoring for years. My mother's words echoed, "Evelyn, you're the doctor. Money comes back. Family doesn't." 3 months before the wedding, Liam had come over, asking me to keep covering his rent, just until Zara closes her next deal. When my pager went off, he sighed. "Can't you mute that thing?" "You're always working." I muted it. I muted myself. That night I wrote a note. Boundary disguised as generosity. The condo was meant to be the last thing. A foundation, not a handout. 2 nights before the wedding, Liam texted at 1:12 a.m. "Can you do $3,000 for the open bar upgrade?" "It's a vibe," I typed. "No." My mother called 5 minutes later. "Evelyn, don't ruin his mood. Just send it, please. That was the last time I said yes. The morning after the wedding, my phone buzzed with family group chat messages. You embarrassed your brother. I typed one sentence. Don't worry, you'll get every cent back in writing. Then I left the chat. My mother stormed in by noon. You owe your brother an apology. For what? For giving him a house? For making a scene. You humiliated him. Everyone also saw him mock me, I said, and you smiled. That wasn't emotion. That was entitlement, she sighed. You're a doctor, Evelyn. Money comes back. I met her gaze. Not self-respect. That afternoon, I opened a folder labeled Liam Receipts. Tuition, car insurance, dental work, rent payments. The total $184.50, not counting the condo. I printed the records. That evening, Liam called, demanding I post something online to protect his image. You're ruining this family, he yelled when I refused. No, Liam, I said, my tone surgical. I'm just stopping the bleeding. The car is in my name. The rent transfer stopped tonight. I'll need the Audi keys. He switched tactics. You've always wanted control. That's why you bought that place. You manage that on your own. Then I hung up. I emailed my lawyer with the subject, repayment agreement. Liam Reed. The envelope. At midnight, my phone buzzed with a message from an unknown number. A photo of a white envelope on my doorstep. Inside the envelope, I found a stack of printouts and a note. This isn't from Liam. It's from me. You deserve to know the truth. Zara. The printouts were screenshots of messages between Zara and my mother. Lines like, just invoice Evelyn. She loves feeling needed. And, we should upgrade to the Q8. Liam deserves better. They had been using me like a joint credit card. The final page was a handwritten list titled Ask Evelyn, with a note at the bottom, she'll cave. She always does. I wasn't going to explode. I was going to document the resolution. The next 48 hours felt like surgery without anesthesia. Chloe, it turned out, had used a flash drive to steal confidential hospital memos from my laptop and uploaded them via my mother's Wi-Fi. I walked into the compliance office with my lawyer and a thick binder of evidence. You have receipts for everything, the HR director said. Documentation saves lives, I replied. And reputations. The hospital cleared me within a week. Zara was charged with data theft and defamation, felonies. Liam came to my office, voice shaking. I've lost everything, I nodded slowly. Then maybe it's time you finally start from zero like I did. I walked away. My mother called 3 months later. Your brother's moving in with me. We're managing. I'm glad, I answered, but I won't be funding it. A long pause. You've changed. No, I said softly. You just stopped benefiting. A year later, the condo I'd bought for Liam became home to a pediatric nurse and her husband. It holds peace. The Audi sits in my garage, a fading smell of Zara's coconut perfume, like a ghost finally learning it's not welcome. Last week, a young resident asked me how I stay calm under pressure. I smiled and said, because once you survive your own family, surgery is the easy part. The skyline glowed like a steady pulse against the dark. For years I saved hearts, but that night I realized the one I finally saved was mine. It all began when my brother laughed at my gift, and it ended when I learned that boundaries are just another form of love.